Hello, welcome back to Bayou Time. I'm your host, Tane McGee. We have some very special guests today with us from the Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office. We have Blake Tabor and Jonathan Mathern. We're going to start with Jonathan. Welcome to the show. We have some very exciting news. You are the New Orleans Saints Fan of the Year. That's got to be exciting, right?
Absolutely. Words can't describe the amount of excitement I have.
Yes,
honor.
I can imagine. And you are a decorated member of the Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office, an Iraq war veteran. You've done a lot of things in the community. On top of that, you served with distinction, and you've been working in the Special Victims Units for, I think, the past 3 years. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And then now you get to go on and kind of represent New Orleans, represent Houma, Terrebonne as our participant in the Fan of the Year. What does the Fan of the Year actually do, and what is it about?
Starting in 2020, the NFL started Fan of the Year for all 32 teams. Each year they select one, and they get to represent their organization at various events, such as the Super Bowl. And they also get honored with a jersey, and during the home games, they give us field passes and just a bunch of surprises throughout the year.
I mean, going to the Super Bowl has got to be an exciting trip, and especially as a special guest. How did this come about? How'd you get invited? How'd you get included in becoming the NFL Fan of the Year?
So they start taking nominations throughout the summer, I believe, and once you get nominated, it's a long list of different credentials they got to meet. And then on Halloween Day, they called me and told me I was a finalist, and they needed to interview me the following day, and went out for the interview. And that's whenever Shaheed surprised me with the jersey, and that said Fan of the Year. So
wow. Who actually does the interviewing of you in that process?
I'm not really sure. I know it was a couple of reporters there that was giving me the interview, but I was told that I was actually already selected prior to the interview. That was just to get me there to surprise me.
Well, that's cool. That's got to be exciting. And, did you have to actually submit an application into the process, or was it just people nominated you from the community?
Yes, you can nominate yourself, and people from the community can nominate you, such as your family or just anybody in general. So there was a lot of my family that nominated me and myself.
That's great. And then look, you're definitely well deserving. How long have you been with the Sheriff's Department?
I'm going on 11 years.
And are you like a Saints ticket holder? You go to all the Saints games?
We are season ticket holders, and we try to go to 1 to 2 away games a year. This year we wound up being Green Bay, and I'm hoping to be able to attend the Atlanta game.
That's great. I'm assuming Sheriff Sonia allows you to go to these away games as part of the thing. It's pretty great. I guess you're going to get time off to go to the Super Bowl as well.
I was told, yes. It's definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Absolutely.
And so do you know who you're competing against yet?
So now we ask for votes. All 32 teams going to ask for votes for NFL Fan of the Year, and they're going to nominate, or I'm sorry, they're going to vote on that come Super Bowl weekend.
Well, I like our chances, and so we can participate though in the voting, right?
Yes. So you can vote once a day, all the way to February 7th.
Starting now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we need everybody back home to go on the internet and go to NFL.com, I'm assuming, and vote for Jonathan Mathern as the NFL Fan of the Year, because our Louisiana people need to turn out to make sure that you are represented, right?
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate every vote I get. This has been a very humbling experience and just a blessing.
Now, were you recognized at a home game yet for the Saints?
I was. November 6th against the Bears is when it became official.
Did you get to meet Rita Benson? Did she take you up to the suite and do anything like that?
I did get to meet Miss Benson on the field. We got to take pictures. Got to meet many Saints legends from my youth growing up, and then my son also got to experience that with me, and he got to meet the guys that are now going to be legends when he grows up as Alvin Kamara.
Who is the person you were most excited to meet of former Saints players?
I got to meet Aaron Brooks and, of course, beer man Michael Lewis.
That's awesome. And so you got to meet Alvin Kamara as well. Your son got to meet him?
Yes. My son seeing his excitement on his face put me back being a youth as well. Just him saying, stop talking about Alvin Kamara, getting to meet him.
That's great. My kids actually like Alvin Kamara too, only because he likes Airheads, and my kids like Airheads. So this is something they identify.
Good candy.
It's a great candy, right? And he eats them after every touchdown, I think, or something like that. They think that's like the coolest thing. So when you go to the Super Bowl, was that when they're going to announce who is the winner?
From my understanding, during the NFL honors, they're going to announce a winner, the NFL Fan of the Year.
And what happens if you win NFL Fan of the Year? What do you get for that?
More surprises. Not really sure. They keeping a lot of things a secret from us at this point. But I can tell you right now, their surprises has been great.
Did you get to meet with any of the other fans of the years yet? Have y'all had any sort of like roundup, interviews, Zooms, or meetups in person?
So there is a exclusive Facebook group for Fans of the Year from 2020 to current, and so I got to meet a lot of those guys online. And then one of my great friends, Stephanie Williams, she was the 2020 Saints Fan of the Year. So me and her were already connected. We are already good friends.
Now, did Stephanie win NFL Fan of the Year?
So that was during COVID, so I'm not really sure if they was doing that at that time, but I can tell you she's definitely NFL Fan of the Year for me that year.
Great. Well, I appreciate you coming on. And we'll be right back with Sergeant Blake Tabor after the break to talk a little holiday safety and maybe a little bit about the new graduating class at Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office.